See?
Okay.
All right, my name is Alex. I'm going to be walking you through the session. You probably already know, but let me explain why I've asked you to come here today. As part of a class, we're testing a website to see what it's like for actual people to use it. I want to make it clear right away that we're testing the site, not you. You can't do anything wrong, so you don't have to worry about making mistakes. We want to hear exactly what you think, so please don't worry that you're going to hurt our feelings. We want to improve it, so we need to know honestly what you think. As we go along and ask you to think out loud, tell me what's going through your mind, and this will help us. I may not be able to answer all your questions right away, since we're interested in how people do when they don't have someone sitting next to them, but I'll try to answer any questions you still have when we're done. We'd also like to video the session and put it on YouTube, but you won't be identified as part of the assignment. The recording will only be used to help us figure out how to improve the site, and it won't be seen by anyone except the people working on the project. And do you have any questions before we begin?
Nope.
Okay. Alright, so I've already brought up the site here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to borrow one of your pencils if I can.
Sure.
And so what's the first thing that catches your eye? And you can scroll around or whatever. I realize it looks like I already scrolled down.
I like how the photographs are transitioning, or
Okay.
I like how that's transitioning not too quickly. It's enough to catch your eye.
I don't think you're quite at the top of the page, so
Oh,
let's
there's
look
more.
at that too.
Okay. Oh, great. Okay.
Okay.
The colors and the layout are calming. They look really professional. And I like the bolded pieces on the right-hand side. I immediately am noticing
Okay.
those, the three bullet, not bulleted,
Okay.
but from what I can see
Bullet
from here,
type
it's
things.
Yep.
And what do you want to click on first?
Actually, I just am looking to read more of Why
Okay.
Work With You.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. So, I guess my question would be, these are websites you've obviously developed
Yeah.
on the left. Okay. My first thing I'd click would be about. I would just like
Okay.
to know more about the organization or the company.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, what makes you want to contact me and take the next step, or not want to contact me? And let's imagine that you're in the situation where you type like into Google affordable websites, Burlington,
Mhm.
Vermont,
Mm-hmm.
and my site comes up,
Mm-hmm.
and you get there and you're trying to make a decision about whether to take the next step in working with this person.
Okay. The first thing that I think about is that I like how you've identified yourself as one person, as Alex,
Mhm.
as opposed to why work for XYZ Corporation as an individual.
And so what does that suggest to you, that I'm making it clear that it's one person? What does
Mhm.
that indicate to you?
I think that you're just more approachable than,
Okay.
I like the feeling of an interpersonal relationship,
Okay.
especially being Vermont. Everybody, we have smaller relationships, might be.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the way to say it. So I like that, and it's obviously you have some fairly big clients for the state, whether it be Sugar Bush or the school systems.
Yeah.
So that makes me think that you're professional and they've already given you their okay to use
Mhm.
their material.
Yeah.
So that makes me have faith in your ability.
Yeah.
And trust in your ability.
Okay. Okay. Well, you said you wanted to click on about. Why don't you go ahead and do that and see
Okay.
what that see what that does to your trust.
Okay. Okay. It doesn't really sway me one way or the other.
Okay.
Because I don't really know anything about platforms or plugins,
Okay.
so that doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah. How about the testimonial?
Testimonials don't, it's nice to have it there, but it doesn't make me feel one way or the other, because I feel like testimonials can be,
You can always find some.
right.
I'm sorry.
You can always get one from someone.
Yeah, yeah.
So that doesn't, it's nice, and Clean Earth Technology is certainly a reputable company, so that's nice.
Have you heard of them?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
I think, unless it sounds similar to other things.
They're in Ferrisburg. They do
Yeah.
like groundwater remediation.
That's why I've heard of them. I worked for an environmental remediation company
Yeah.
before I came here. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
So it's nice, but it's not. It would probably be lacking if it wasn't there, but it's something I would assume to see.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising to me.
Okay.
Actually, I like the piece about where you live and your children, a little bit about your family.
You
I
do?
like that
Okay.
piece. Yep. And that you've been building websites professionally for 14 years, almost 13 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, the pieces, WordPress, Salesforce, and Yahoo, it doesn't mean a ton to me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, why don't you take a look at some other parts of the site?
Okay.
Tell me your impressions of those.
Okay. I'm gonna go to clients
Mm-hmm.
and just see what you've done. I
Yeah.
don't know what their
Yeah.
pieces are. And for Sugarbush Real Estate, I like that it's a summer and winter theme that could be switched by the client,
Mm-hmm.
and that there's the option to either visit their site to see what it looks like or to contact you from that page if I made a decision.
Okay.
I like that. I would like to have instead of going to the back browser to get back to clients,
Yeah.
if it was possible to either, oh, it did work if I went on clients. Okay, take that back.
Okay.
And okay, Windstream Power. Real-time shipping quotes are nice, knowing that it is merging from real
Mhm.
information.
Okay.
Be nice if that had a link where you had the Sugarbush site where you could see their site to see something that was done for
Oh, yeah.
Windstream,
Okay.
because you can't
Yeah.
enlarge this.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Complete site to client specifications and dynamic navigation. Okay. Did you really do this?
Yeah.
You really, wow, that's really cool. To plot grades visually in
Yeah,
order
I
to
just
build
did
their
it a couple
balance.
weeks ago, actually.
That's really cool. To build parents' understanding. That's really great.
Yeah. Well, check it out. I mean, it's in its beta phases.
Mhm.
Right now.
That is awesome. So, elements as a beginner. So, you would go in knowing that you had so you would have your child's information.
Right, you would know which classes your child took,
Yep.
and then it's just kind of a visual representation of what that child is preparing for based on the level classes that they're taking.
Okay. Oh, okay. So beginner, middle. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there. Okay.
So I think the intent is that it
Okay.
avoids surprises like, how come my child can't get into UVM? They've been taking English. Well, yes, they've been taking English, but they need to be taking this level English in here too.
That's fantastic. So it's putting the parent not in an advisor role, but it really gives them the understanding an advisor would have.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's great.
Right, and then there's just some text questions down at the bottom about an action plan and stuff like that.
Oh, that's fantastic
Yeah.
that you have. Wow. As a parent of someone who'll be in high school shortly, that's really cool.
Okay. Good.
That's really cool because you don't get the information from your child necessarily when they're 13.
Right. Right.
And
They're sworn to secrecy, I believe.
what's that?
They're sworn to secrecy.
They totally are. Yeah, they are. They have like the little men in black sticks that when they leave the school for the day, everything gets erased.
That's right.
That's really cool. I like that a lot.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so back to your site. Okay, so clients and great.
Anything that's surprised you as you've been clicking around?
No, nothing really is. Nothing is surprising. Great did it. What's 89 North? Illumination system. Wow, that's cool. Illumination system.
So I tried to make it clear that I didn't design this. I went off the designer put it together, kind of the photograph,
Okay.
and then I built it.
Did I lose your? Oh, there it is. Oops.
Oops.
I think I lost you. There it is. Worked on built custom homepage to integrate it. I probably wouldn't have known you didn't build that, but
Yeah.
that's just because I don't
Well,
think I
see,
know
there's
enough.
designing and then there's building. It's kind of the architect versus like the carpenter and or the engineer.
Okay.
So I wasn't the architect, but she gave me her plans, and then I turned it into a website.
Okay.
And I say that because, I don't know, I think her design is pretty refined.
It's really neat.
Yeah.
I really like that. That was really
I
neat.
couldn't really tell you what chromatography
It's really.
is, but
It's. This is gonna
So
sound
it's
silly. It's
I don't
like
know.
pretty to look at.
It's sophisticated, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really beautiful. That's really neat. Okay. So you built all of this to integrate.
Yeah, I wrote all the
There's-
code
okay.
to display all that, and then to display those things dynamically. So when the Twitter feed gets updated, it automatically shows up there,
Okay.
and when the first two
Mm-hmm.
are parts of the blog,
Okay.
other parts of the site, and excerpts are pulled in there as they're updated.
So what sort of? So you build a website or a
Right.
page,
Yeah.
and then I'm assuming you leave the customer with some sort of instructions on what they need to do to either keep it fresh or do they
Yeah.
continue to come back to you? How does that work?
Well, let's go back to that site for a second.
Oh, okay.
And the homepage actually isn't as good an example, because things like the homepage is all set, but if you click over to, like, I don't know, maybe one of the products pages or something like that,
Okay.
and there's like some
I I didn't
No,
know
that's-
these things existed.
That's not probably a good example either. Let me click on one of those links in green on the right and see if we can get to something with some text. Alright, yeah, so this is a fine example. So let's say you needed to change some text on that.
Mm-hmm.
You can, as an administrator, you could log into this site,
Mm-hmm.
and then there'd be a bar up at the top that says edit.
Okay.
And you could click edit, and then it would give you like a text box to change the text in that page.
Okay.
You could upload a different image if you wanted to change the image, and then you
Oh,
click
okay.
publish, and it makes it live to the site.
Seems like a lot of power for somebody who doesn't know much about it.
Well, I mean, there are
That's a
other
good
ways
thing.
you can mitigate that too. Like, if you could have give someone what do they call it? Contributor access, which
Mhm.
means you can make a submission, but it has to be approved by an administrator before it goes live.
Okay. All right, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's one thing that the WordPress platform really does. That's what we run learn.ubm.edu on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was one of my first projects when I started here.
So WordPress, I was thinking of WordPress really as like a blogging platform, but
A lot of people do, because that's the way it started. But when we get done,
That's
I'll
amazing.
give you a little tour, because
Okay.
I get really jazzed up about it.
it's awesome. Okay.
So getting back to my site,
Oops. Okay.
so what impact does the visual design have on your likelihood to contact me?
This.
Yeah, kind of the the colors, the images.
I actually I really like it. It's really striking for me. I like the, it's, like I said, for some reason calming is the word that keeps coming
Okay.
to my mind. But it's really professional.
Yeah.
It's, without being over the top or dull. It's
Okay.
a nice medium.
All right.
It's interesting as far as, it's not a lot of background graphics to be
Yeah.
distracting.
Right. Okay.
I really like this piece at the top.
Yeah. Is
It's
there
not complicated.
Is there anything you'd like to have more or less information about?
That is a good question. I don't think so. I think it's a good start. If I were... The only piece is for contact.
Yeah.
I would say a phone number, best time of day to reach somebody, preferred times to set up meetings instead of having to go back and forth.
Okay.
If they could have a list of a couple of
Yeah.
times, or a phone number to call and reach them.
Sure.
I think some people might not want that because they don't want the cold calls, but
Right.
it's a nice option if they do.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's see if I can stop this thing. I just downloaded this, so I hope I can. Do this.
Do you want to set?
Where is it? Yeah.